guys, this is me here. Max again with hopefully another brand new political video, and it's hopefully also going to be great. Now, I was actually planning on releasing a video on the Queen and her successor on September 8th. However, I had some issues with my iPad. It's currently being repaired, which is the reason why I'm recording this video on my iPhone. Now, today I wanted to talk about how abysmal and terrible 538 actually is. I mean, I can't believe how anybody even still looks at this platform. Literally guessing the outcome of a race would be more accurate than believing this crap here. Now, first of all, Nate Silver gives Democrat essentially a 70% chance to win this race, which is not going to happen. Not with a 70% chance. I mean, he treats this like it was a Democratic wave year. Now, second, the big problem with Nate Silver's polls is that he samples all adults, not just likely registered voters, because he believes that popular opinion always reflects the outcome of an election. Well, that's not true, because number one, if you're not registered to vote, you cannot vote, and number two, if you're not likely to turn out and vote, well, then you're not voting. If you just have an opinion and stay home, well, that doesn't really matter, does it? Now, next, those are his predictions. Now, I would actually agree the most with New Hampshire. I'm not really seeing a strong Republican challenger to Maggie Hassan, but Maggie Hassan is by far not as popular as Jeanne Shaheen, so I wouldn't say it's likely. At most, it is a lean Democrat state, but no way. Now, Pennsylvania is probably the worst out of all because here Nate Silver literally doesn't do any predicting whatsoever. He just takes the polls, copy pastes them, and says this is what's going to happen. Now, for those of you who know, for most of the 2020 election season, Joe Biden was ahead in Pennsylvania by 10, 11, or in some cases even 12% on average. Not some fringe polls. On average, Biden was ahead by above 10%. And he ended up winning Pennsylvania by 1.2. So saying that John Fetterman is going to win by 10 points because he's up by 7% in the polls. Oh.
Doing your work?
Yep. Well, that is completely ridiculous. Now, it is very possible that John Fetterman wins this race. Why? Well, because he is admittedly running a good campaign, and because, well, Pennsylvania has voted for Democrats and Republican wave years in the past. In fact, they flipped the governorship in 2014 despite it being a red wave year. Now, if John Fetterman wins, though, it will be by about a percentage point, and definitely not by as much as Nate Silver thinks he will win. Now, in Georgia, he also thinks Raphael Warnock's going to win because he's slightly up in the polls. However, However, Herschel Walker is not running a bad campaign. He is actively going after Warnock, and he is also properly undigging the closet that are in Warnock's bag. Now, I'm not saying that Warnock has no more shot, but Herschel Walker is favored to win this race, and especially since Stacey Abrams is expected to lose by quite a solid margin against Brian Kemp, and since she's campaigning as like a 2-for-1 deal with Raphael Warnock, I don't really think that it's going to be possible for Herschel Warnock to lose this race in any reasonable scenario. It will be a close race, but Herschel Walker is definitely the favorite to win. Now, Arizona and Nevada are both lean Democrat, and though I disagree with this prediction, I could understand where he gets that from in Arizona. The Republican on the ballot there is kind of fringe on some issues, especially on the 2020 election. So saying that Mark Kelly is favored to win is not too far off. However, Nevada, he's just completely ignoring the fact that Adam Laxalt greatly outran all Republican candidates in 2018, that he's running the essentially same campaign again this time, and that he has a pretty good shot at winning. However, he doesn't care because Nate Silver just wants to put out a prediction that completely reflects his own pollsters and the pollsters that he supports. I mean, he doesn't deserve any attention from any of us because he's not making prediction. He's just trying to run a business here. He's just trying to do stuff with the big polling corporations and have them invite him for major events so he can check in money. But Nate Silver probably himself knows that all these predictions are inaccurate. And he also does know that that's probably not going to go the way he hopes things go. Now, the main point of this video is to say that 538 is bullshit, that you should not trust this platform, that you shouldn't take their predictions, and sometimes there are good articles. Pretty they have pretty accurate congressional maps. However, also they're not showing the real lean of a district. They're just showing what they're just showing like a summary of past election results dating back 10 years. Anyway, 530 is a bad website. Stay away from it. It's not worth it. Trust your own guts. Don't take their word for it. Goodbye.